Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Ukrainian sources say a Russian naval ship has been damaged in a Ukrainian naval drone attack in the Black Sea. This supposed video of the drone crashing into the ship near a Russian port, which is a major hub for Russian exports. Russia's defense ministry said it had repelled a Ukrainian attack, but this footage purportedly shows the ship, called the Olengorsky Gornyak, being tugged back to port. Ukraine says the vessel suffered serious damage. Former US President Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty in a Washington, D.C. court to conspiring to overturn his 2020 election defeat. During a short arrangement, after entering through a back door of the courthouse, he spoke softly to confirm his not guilty plea, name and age. He later told reporters that the case was persecution of a political opponent.
Well, thank you very much. This is a very sad day for America, and it was also very sad driving through Washington, D.C. and seeing the filth and the decay and all of the broken buildings and walls and the graffiti. This is not the place that I left. It's a very sad thing to see it. When you look at what's happening, this is a persecution of a political opponent. This was never supposed to happen in America. This is the persecution of the person that's leading by very, very substantial numbers in the Republican primary and leading Biden by a lot. So if you can't beat him, you persecute him or you prosecute him. We can't let this happen in America. Thank you very much, everyone.
As always in America, there were protests both in favour and against Trump. It marks the former president's third appearance in 4 months as a criminal defendant. About 1,000 defendants charged with participating in the storming of Congress on the 6th of January 2021 have appeared in the same court building. Meanwhile, Joe Biden refused to answer questions as he took a bike ride in Delaware. The president pedaled down a path in Gordon's Pond State Park, surrounded by staff and his security detail. He was thrown a question about the former US President Donald Trump's recent indictment, but did not comment.
Mr. President, any reaction to Trump's indictment?
Do you have a reaction to Trump's arraignment in D.C. today, Mr. President?
Niger's ousted leader has urged the United States and entire international community to help restore constitutional order after last week's coup. In an opinion piece in the Washington Post, President Mohamed Bazoum said he was writing as a hostage. He also warned that the region could fall further under Russian influence via the Wagner Group, which already operates in neighbouring countries. Niger's West African neighbours have threatened military intervention. At least 6 people have been confirmed dead in a landslide in Georgia's mountainous Racha region, with at least 35 people still missing. The landslide happened at a popular holiday and mountaineering destination, and rescuers were unable to access the site until after midnight. Racha is a region in the northwest of the South Caucasian country near the Russian border. It is estimated that the villages affected in the Racha region were buried under 5 million cubic meters of mud. The Slovenian army have deployed helicopters to rescue people trapped by floods in Sloven Gradec, a northern Slovenian town. Torrential rains, which authorities described as biblical, have hit northern and western Slovenia, disrupting traffic, causing blackouts and leading to evacuations. Cars and vehicles were swept away by torrents in Skofja Loka. Rescuers struggled to reach flooded areas and issued a public call for rubber boats in places where roads were closed and impassable due to landslides. And Britain's King Charles will not mark the first anniversary of the death of Queen Elizabeth with an official public event or private family gathering. Charles ascended to the throne on September the 8th after the death of his mother Elizabeth, but the first anniversary of the day she died will not be a public affair. The King and his wife, Queen Camilla, will be spending the day quietly and privately, said a spokesman for Buckingham Palace. In doing so, Charles follows in the footsteps of his mother, who used to spend the anniversary of her father's death in the same way. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.